Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel again. Fumi Mark here. If you're new here, thank you for coming, thank you for stopping by, thank you for tuning in. Alright, don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and watch my videos. I have amazing content on this channel. Alright, so do well to do it, to go through all my videos, watch them and internalize them and enjoy them. And to my old subscribers, you guys are the best. Thank you for coming over and over and over and over again. So guys, it's World Breastfeeding Week. Before we go to the gist of today, I want you to listen to some of my friends, sisters who decided, shout out to them, they're a blessing to me, who decided to share their experience about breastfeeding, their breastfeeding journey. So, alright, we'll get back later. Catch ya soon. Yeah.
Okay, so hi everyone. I've been asked to make a video about what I think about breastfeeding. I'm about 4.5 weeks into breastfeeding, and it's really not been as easy as I had thought it would be. So I'm a medical practitioner by profession, so that means that I have a lot of head knowledge about breastfeeding, what to do, what not to do. But there were some things I didn't expect. So I didn't think that this would come with a lot of pain. I mean, excruciating pain. At some point, I practically wept when breastfeeding was initiated.
So, talking about my breastfeeding experience, after I gave birth, I discovered I had inverted nipple. That is, my nipples were not long, they were short and inside, and it was very difficult for a baby to latch on it. It was a tug of war when I gave birth. I was a CS mom and then trying to recuperate, and at the same time struggling that my baby could not feed on my breast directly. I had to devise a mix, which was to keep expressing the breast milk for him was difficult because I had to be expressing manually. I had the breast pump, but it wasn't electric. I had to be doing it manually and doing it each time he had to feed. So as I finish one, he's eating it, I'm doing another one just in readiness for the other meal. It was a whole lot for me. And then afterwards, when I said no more, that was December 25 that year, I said no more, that I will have to put him on the breast. It was only one of my nipple that was out. I didn't have a choice. I had to breastfeed him throughout for an entire year plus with just my right breast. I was breastfeeding one breast because the other nipple didn't come out, and it was difficult. Each time he had to use that other breast, my left breast, the nipple was inside. So I told him, your younger ones will bring it out later. Your younger one will bring it out later.
My breastfeeding journey was not an easy one at all. Initially when I gave birth to my baby, after like 3 to 4 days, I had sore on my nipple and I was experiencing serious pain. But I was told I would go as much as I breastfeed my baby, and gradually the pain reduced. And taking the baby to labs or your nipple to breastfeed at that early stage too wasn't easy. So I had to get a breastfeeding pillow that helped. Do you understand? So as time goes on, I got used to it. So I was able to win my baby after a year. Thank you.
I'm Temidayo Yelowo. I'm a first-time nursing mom, and this is my baby, Kikida Okwe. She's 4 months old, and she's on exclusive breastfeeding. Breastfeeding has been a time for me. It has been an exciting moment, and I see it as a time to bond with my baby. Though it has been challenging in some ways, like in the middle of the night, I don't get enough sleep, and also while I'm working, that is when my baby wants to suck. So what I've done to overcome this challenge is, at first I accepted the fact that I have to do it. I have to nurse my child no matter what. And also while I'm working, when my baby wants to suck, what I do is to express my breast milk for her to feed during the time I'm feeding. Thank you. I use this time to implore every mother to try their possible best to feed their baby, because breastfeeding is one of the best gifts you can give your child. A child that breastfeed exclusively does not force it. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Oluwatosin, and I'll be sharing with you my breastfeeding experience. For me, when I gave birth to my son a few years back, I wasn't lactating for a couple of hours. I spoke with the midwife and she told me to ensure that my son keeps sucking, that will help me to start lactating. And it worked, because a few hours after that, I started lactating and I continued to lactate. But one of the challenge I had while breastfeeding was the fact that my son does not suck for a very long period of time. So I had to ensure that I get a breast pump such that I can express breast milk and put in the fridge or in the freezer, so that when he wants to suck and I'm busy in the kitchen or with work and all of that, I get someone to help me give him the breast milk, and he's getting the breast milk he needs for his growth and his development.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. Yes, I love to share my experience as regards breastfeeding a child, because it's breastfeeding week. Yes, breastfeeding a child is not as easy as we assume. When you get into the real business, then you realize it consumes time actually. Because for me, it took a lot of my time. You have to sit down and breastfeed the child for a long time if you actually want the child to have the real breast milk, and not just for 5 minutes and you believe the child has been properly breastfed. No, it's not like that. Another thing you have to consider is the clothes you wear. You have to choose that properly so that you won't have stress. You won't be stressed. You won't inconvenience yourself breastfeeding the child. You have to consider that, and you have to choose the bra you will wear. As a breastfeeding mom, you have to choose the bra you will wear, not just the usual bra. So all of those things were just, now we're just somehow. But as a mom, that's one of the sacrifices you have to make for your child. All right.
Breastfeeding comes with a lot of pain, body pain too, and then you have to eat a lot. I didn't know, so I I just felt that my body was going to make milk from my reserve, and I had a lot of reserve, and I was even planning to shed some weight during this period. But man, you don't eat, breast milk doesn't come out. And so I had to consciously and deliberately eat and drink a lot of water. I learned that on the job. on the job, yes. I just felt
breastfeeding is actually a whole lot of experience. For most of the first time, over 50%, I believe, of first time moms, they find it difficult to lactate after they just given birth. And I had the same experience too. I couldn't breastfeed my son, my first child, until after 4 days. We had to rely on Nan at the time. While I didn't have such experience with my second, I didn't. And I find breastfeeding as a bonding time. I'm able to bond well with my child. Some breastfeed their children till 3, some till 2. I might even consider doing that till 2 because my daughter isn't 2 yet. But it's actually very interesting. It can be quite interesting. Some believe, you should stop breastfeeding already, but there is no harm. It's not a poison, so why not? That's my experience.
Talking about my breastfeeding journey experience, I would like to say that at the beginning it was quite challenging and difficult because I was not lactating well. Coupled with the fact that I also had inverted nipples, it made it kind of look like a struggle for me. But when I got discharged from the hospital and I got home, I was able to rest well, and I got a breast pump. I actually had a breast pump I took to the hospital, but that one didn't really work. So I got another breast pump, and I kept on expressing back to back at least 6 times in a day, and my production kept on increasing, and baby was able to get filled up, and I was able to also rest well. I'm forever grateful for the innovation of that breast pump, which helped me to pull through the 6 months of exclusive breastfeeding despite all of the challenges and the discouragement here and there. I did it.
Welcome back, guys. I hope you enjoyed the gist. Oh my god, I'm like, some people actually went through a lot. Oh my god, breastfeeding is work, but we can make it easy. That is why breastfeeding week is here. And what is breastfeeding week? It's just a week where we create awareness about breastfeeding and the importance or benefit of breast milk. Yes, WHO recommends exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of life, followed by continued breastfeeding with appropriate complementary food up to 2 years. And that is where the problem is. 6 months exclusive breastfeeding, and somebody is wondering, what is exclusive breastfeeding? Exclusive breastfeeding is the act of giving your baby, my baby, breast milk for the first 6 months of life, without water, without food, without drugs, except it is prescribed by the doctor. And this is a lot, because you see, even health practitioners, doctors, nurses, like, no, that is what WHO says. That is what they recommend. See, give them food. No. You see, without food, a lot of people will say, some set of people will say, oh, how will someone eat without taking water? You understand? And they don't realize that breast milk itself contains up to 80% of water. You see, we have 2 types of breast milk that a breastfeeding mom can produce. We have the fore milk and the hind milk. The fore milk is the first one that your baby drinks immediately he or she starts sucking. You understand? And that one is watery. If you even see it, if you check it out, it's watery. Okay. And the hind lip is the fatty ones, is the one that contains fat. You understand? So breast milk itself is water. That is why it is easily digested by the child or by the baby. You understand? So let's talk about the benefits and the importance of breast milk, or let's say the importance of breastfeeding. Breast milk, actually the first thing I would say is breast milk contains antibodies that helps the child or the baby, you understand, to do what? To fight against diseases, viruses and bacteria. I can see, if you actually live in a very clean environment, your baby doesn't have anything to do with viruses or bacteria in the first 6 months of life. Also, breast milk also lowers the risk of asthma or allergies. When we say something lowers, it's not as if you can't actually find, because some people will say, oh, I breastfed my child for the first 6 months with only breast milk and he or she has this. No, it just lowers the risks, okay? And it also reduces ear infection. You understand? Ear infection and diarrhea, respiratory illness, a lot that it reduces. And also for the child, like I said earlier on, it is easily digested than infant formula or instant formula. That is why you see that child who are exclusively breastfed wants to be on the breast 24/7 or more than usual, because when they take the first dose, they are already hungry, it has digested, and it's okay. And also on the part of the mother as well, breast milk or breastfeeding contracts the uterus to the pre-pregnancy size. You understand? I felt that when I was breastfeeding my child. You understand? I felt the pain, it's subtle pain, just feel like something is contracting, you understand? And also it helps to bond the baby together with the mother, but you don't actually need to breastfeed. But that is it, you breastfeed your child, the bond, the eye contact, the different things, like you get the kills, all those stuff, you understand, concerning the child. Yes, there's this, and it helps you relax, you understand? And also for the mother, has been proven that it reduces or lowers the risk of breast cancer or ovarian cancer. So you can see that the breastfeeding is actually good. Now, what is the problem? The problem here is that people, because they encounter one thing or the other. I know that from the experiences of people you listen to, you would have seen that a lot of people have different things they actually went through. It's not like for the baby that immediately a baby is born, the first thing is to open his or her mouth and be looking for food. On the part of the mother, you need some training, you need some coaching, and you need everything. You need the support, you understand? So next video, I will share with you how to boost your milk supply, because I know that is one problem, that is one issue we have, because you'll be like, oh, this child is not getting enough, let me support it with formula, let me do this. No, you can boost your supply that you have more than enough. So you will be answering so many questions in the next video, how to boost your supply, there are some problems that is associated with breastfeeding, especially when you're starting out, when you first deliver your child, how you can navigate the path, the tricks, you understand? I'll even be giving you tips on how I breastfed my own baby 6 months, for 6 months as a working mom, 7 to 6 p.m. working mom. It was not something easy, but I did it. I can tell you how. Just make sure you watch the second video, as I'll be dropping it on Sunday. Sunday. So thank you for joining. I hope you learned something. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section, and let me put it out here. I'm not a doctor, I'm not an expert, I'm not an health practitioner, I'm just an experienced mom. Or when I say experienced mom, I've experienced breastfeeding. That is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. So we'll see you again in the next video. I call you blessed.